Good morning, everyone. Hi. Hi, 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 hi. I hope you guys are all having a wonderful Monday. Hope you guys had a great weekend. Hi. How are all of you doing this wonderful, wonderful Monday? We have what's the weather? Sunny California? Sunny LA? Something like that.
I love your shirt.
Thanks. I am still working on getting this out to be merch because I think it's really funny merch. Just give me a little bit of time. I'll try and get it done today if I can. Trump announcing 101% tariffs on China. Yes! 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 Did you dye your hair? Yes, I did. I did. I did dye my hair. But I love ruining our economy. Woo! 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 Yes. Hell yes, steel lungs. I feel just so free. I feel like I'm just winning so much. That's, man, we'll read the Truth Social today. Excellent. Good. Good, good, good. Well, we have a great day ahead of us today. All right. Number one, first and foremost, we're talking about the stocks still going down. Yes. We have so much winning to get to today. Number two, I did see, if we have the time to get to it, I want to try and make time for it. John Oliver put out a new Last Week Tonight. That's what it's called, right? Last Week Tonight. It's been a while since we've watched one. Yes. On trans athletes. So maybe. 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 Number three, we got some Hogwatch. Okay, guys, we got some really good, tasty Hogwatch. We didn't get a chance to get to it yesterday, so we're going to get through the Hogwatch early today. All right? All right? A whole video for all 12 trans athletes in the country. The most offensive anti-trans athlete is like Riley Gaines because like she literally tied for 5th place with a trans athlete, and they both lost to 4 other cis athletes. Like, way to feel persecuted for absolutely no fucking reason. She's in the video? Yes, good. So we got that to get to. All right. We got that to get to. They go into Riley? Yes, they go in on Riley. Yes, I have a crush on Zoran. You and me both, man. You and me both. Okay, so I want to get to that because I feel like that John Oliver episode will be really, really good. Because I've done a lot of this research on my own, and I was found wanting in terms of right-wing arguments. I was really disappointed with how awful the right-wing arguments are against trans athletes. Because I remember when I first delved into this topic, I don't know, 5 years ago, my position was like, oh, I don't know. I would have to do more research into this. There's probably, intuitively, it feels like that there would be some disadvantage to cis women. And then you look into it because you're like, well, that's just an assumption on my part. I don't actually know how hormones change your body. I don't know it well enough. So let me do some research into it. And then you do some research into it and you realize that there is no argument against it. And you're like, oh, wait. The argument against trans women in sports is just, well, we feel like that feels unfair. Any chance for a nothing to say shirt? A nothing to say shirt would be pretty funny. It's just vibes. It's just like, well, would you let a man play against women? I mean, I don't know. I guess it depends on the sport. It's probably fine if it's like archery. Okay, well, what about boxing? It's like, I don't know. Are they in the same weight class? Are they the same? Okay, well, you know what? What about soccer? And it's like, well, I guess probably not. Checkmate, liberal. It's like, but that doesn't, wait, but like trans women don't just get to say that they're women and then they get to fight or they get to like participate. You still have to do hormone testing. You still have to make sure testosterone levels are the right level. There's a lot that needs to happen. What? Huh? What? Denims is streaming. I am streaming. I am. Area 51, thank you for the 2 months. Just a little guy, thank you for the 33. Birkins, thank you for the 14. Kev, Arina, thank you for the 25. Stormdog, thank you for the 5. Owzy, Sharuko, Geo, Graffiti, Serious. Thank you guys so much for the subs. All right. So we have a lot of stuff to get to. And then a smidge of mold. We did so much mold yesterday. Today I'm not going to get one guide by any chatters, okay? All right. But a smidge of mold, shall we? Shall we? Perhaps? All right, let's go. Let's go. Let's begin. The show, bro, starting soon and it's an hour late. Sorry, bro. This stream isn't for the weak, okay? If you're a weak little bitch, just say so, bro. Just say so. Okay, let me close this. Close. Close, 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 close. You know what I really like about Doge? I really like that it doesn't do the thing that it says that they're gonna do. Elon Musk inking multi-billion-dollar Pentagon deal amid Doge cuts. I like that. I like that a lot. This is good. Please, for the love of God. 20 pop-ups.
Elon's gonna have to leave.
Also, getting booted from fucking Doge is hilarious. Which, like, personally, I don't think Trump should kick Elon out because Elon is kind of like a scapegoat for him right now. And if he gets rid of him, it's only a matter of time before they turn on Trump.
At which time Elon's gonna have to leave.
Sorry, that's an auto company, a specific date.
I would think a few months.
Even when Elon leaves and goes back to being CEO, will Doge stick around in some kind of capacity?
Yeah, it'll still Doge itself. Yeah. At
What
some
does that look
point,
like?
just so you understand, I don't want to get it wrong. I want Elon to stay as long as possible. Number one, I like him. Number two, he's doing a great job. Number three, he is a patriot. That's why he's doing this, and he's, it's very costly for him. But so I want him to stay as long as possible. But there'll be a point where he's going to have to leave, and when he does, the secretaries will take totally over, and Doge will stay active. We have a lot of smart people. A lot of those people, I believe, are going to go into the agencies, and they'll work on it from the inside.
Oh, God, dude. Oh.
Tell this story.
Stop playing random fucking videos. Billionaire Elon Musk, SpaceX, and United Launch Services, a joint venture between Boeing and Lockheed Martin, love that, has gained a multi-billion-dollar Pentagon contract for U.S. Space Force rocket launches on Friday. Woo, yeah! The projected contract values are approximately $5.92 billion for SpaceX, $5.37 billion for United Launch Services, and $2.39 billion for Blue Origin. Love that. I'm glad that we fired all of the TSA agents. I'm glad that we fired all the TSA agents so that we can make sure we can afford, in Donald Trump's word, Elon's rockets that go nowhere. Good. That's how you know they're really trying to cut down on the waste and the fraud.
Love the hair denims, D&M Dankies.
Oh, thanks. Can we get a Denims streaming shirt? Maybe. But don't worry, guys. Yesterday, China issued retaliatory tariffs of 34% on top of their already record-setting tariffs, non-monetary tariffs, illegal subsidization of companies, and massive long-term currency manipulation, despite my warning that any country that retaliates against the U.S. by issuing additional tariffs above and beyond their already existing long-term tariff abuse of our nation will be immediately met with new and substantially higher tariffs above those already set. Therefore, if China does not withdraw its 34% increase above their already long-term trading abuses by tomorrow, April 8th, 2025, the United States will impose additional tariffs on China of 50%, effective April 9th. Additionally, all talks with China concerning their requested meetings with us will be terminated. Negotiations with other countries which have also requested meetings will begin taking place immediately. Thank you for your attention to this matter. Yeah! You know what? Fuck it. 500% tariffs on China. Why not? Yes! Yes, let's go. 5 billion% tariffs. After all, why shouldn't we? Why shouldn't we? We can't stop winning. And it's just this meme. How high can it go? 4.6k retruths.
The way you say, love that, about a Boeing and Lockheed collab makes me really appreciate when you call my TTS messages stupid.
But don't worry, guys. The Dow is only down 2% today. It's only down 10% in the past 10 days. And guess what? It's only down 13% in the past month. Woohoo! Yeah! If we keep going, maybe it'll hit 0. Let's go. The golden age of Trump. Yes. Yes. Good. Look, guys, it's not as bad as you think because over the past 6 months, it only fell off of a fucking cliff. Did you say thank you, Mr. Zensky? Have you said thank you once? Have you even said thank you once? Have you? One second. Where's the... There we go. You should say please. You should have said please and thank you. I bet you didn't think of that. Yeah, this is good. This is good. This is good. And in, we've never talked about it because I've always thought it was really bizarre. I always think it's like kind of an insane thing to even talk about. But like, why did this video make so many people so mad? And also, what is this caption? Tariffs or this? Tariffs.
Gen Z boss and a mini. Gen Z boss and a mini. Itty bitty titties and a ball. Itty bitty titties and a ball. 5'3" and an attitude. 5'3" and an attitude. Secret product in the trench. Secret product in the trench. New friend green and a sneaky link. New friend green and a sneaky link. Fake 10 hands in a hoop. Fake 10 hands in a hoop. Gen Z.
Why did this video make people so mad? Are women not allowed to post a little cringe anymore? They're just not allowed to post a little bit of cringe. Bold concept. I think it's okay if women post a little cringe. People got mad. I've seen this video 7,000 times. As a late 30s dude, video is just pure cringe, but getting older should ideally come with the realization it's okay that stuff isn't always for you. Cringe is illegal, Denims. Uh-oh. I'm in trouble. Can someone please explain why this video in particular riles the online right so much? Like, can you imagine seeing this and being like, I'd rather have tariffs than women being cringe? What? Women are only allowed cringe via astrology and tarot cards only? Oh, fuck. Damn. Max, what the fuck do some young women dancing in Australia have to do with tariffs and tanking the global economy? Did you unblock me just to ask this? Either way, it's called humor. Hope you buy the dip. What's the joke? That this is so cringe that you would rather have tariffs? I don't feel like that's a good punchline. It's not even terminal levels of cringe. It's really not even approaching that bad on cringe. It's just like, I don't understand. I don't understand. Meanwhile, the right has this.
He gave us cars that drive so fast, made rockets built to blast. Oh, thank you, Elon Musk. He took over Twitter's reign. He saved free speech for all, eliminating woke pain. SpaceX flight Let's occupy Mars. Let's occupy Mars. And making kids to keep mankind alive. Neuralink is on the way. Boring tunnels save the day. Oh, thank you, Elon Musk. Fighting fights for freedom's sake. Politics, he's not afraid. He won't just sit and watch. SpaceX flies, Tesla self-drive, Starlink beams with laser dreams. He's got a master plan for our lives. One more kid, one more brand, launching rockets with just one hand. Optimus, Cybercap to what?
With just one hand, was that part suggesting he's jerking? He's jorking?
Can't this man do? It's taxes, fraud, some solid memes. Corruption won't stay. And Doge saving USA. So here's to you, our tech tycoon, saving Earth and Mars real soon. We thank you, Elon Musk. One more kid, one more brand, launching rockets with just one hand. Optimus, Cybercap to what can this man do? Oh, thank you, Elon Musk.
Does anyone have that one speed clip? The one speed gif? You guys know the one. Slopping the knob? You know the one. What can't this man do? Game, be a good father, not be cringe. What did I just watch? I'm sorry. Listen, if it makes you feel better, I didn't click this. Somebody else sent it to me, and then I clicked it. So in a way, I did click it, okay? It's true. This one?
Prime up, here we go.
This one? No, no, it's the one where he does the I can't make the motion, because then it'll
very
get
much
clipped.
leaving Mormon summer camp songs.
Yeah, that was bad. That was, this one. That's what I just watched. That's what I just watched. Oh my god, dude. Dude, Speed fucking just like really went from doing this to doing, undoing years and billions of dollars of Chinese anti-China propaganda. All right, okay. Enough of that. Can we get to the Hogwatch chat? Can we get to some Hogwatch? Some good old Hogwatch. This is really funny to me, okay? This fucking Brian Tyler Cohen, I think he has like a podcast or something. I don't know, some liberal. But he tweeted this out saying, Trump's own voters are turning on him. At real Donald Trump, I voted for you, but 30% loss of my retirement funds was not what you promised. Myself and others are now sorry we voted for you. You're killing people's retirement accounts. Dude, I voted for you, but you're destroying my retirement account. Pump the brakes. You cost me over $3,200 in my retirement accounts on Friday, and I voted for you 3 times. You're killing me. Voted for, oh yeah, right, 3 times. And so on and so forth. It's just a bunch of people saying, I can't believe the leopard-eating face party would eat my face. I can't believe that this would happen to me. LOL, 3K man's going to be retiring in the year 7000. Yeah. And then I can't get over this quote tweet from Tim Pool. LOLOL. Who's he LOLing at? I don't. And then I guess like the idea is, I'm just going based off the comments, that these aren't real people? 12 anon accounts? 12? Not one user verified. This is hilarious. Bookmarked so I can do a little research later on these Trump supporters. How many of these accounts are actually liberals? And then there's one person losing support from the American people's good, question mark? Is that what it means when your approval rating goes up? But it's going down. I just saw a new poll having him at like 54%. Down is the new up, I guess. See, if you take the chart and you flip it over, his approval rating is actually going up. Sure, why not? Sure, why not? Okay. Sure. I guess it's opposite day. Yeah. Uh-huh. Oh, man. This was literally hours ago. Donald Trump's approval rating goes negative with his top pollster. Oh, no. Poll conducted by his campaign pollster. He's turned negative. No. Just 46% of people approve of Trump's overall job performance, while 51 disapprove. I'm not a pollster. Is this good, Chad? Is this good? Is this good? You know, technically 46% is above zero. Okay? All right, so I bet you guys didn't think of that. I bet you guys didn't think of that. Huh? Stop giving them ideas, Denims. All right, well.
Think about these nuts. Got him.
Damn it. Isn't it kind of sad, like being a Republican where you're this easily predictable? This guy posted on January 26th. Brings me no joy to say this, but you're not ready for the next MAGA NPC update that's coming. 60 days later. Paying high prices is patriotic, actually. Well, I know what you're thinking. Surely that's enough Hogwatch for today. No. Okay? No. Wrong. I'm sure many of you remember.
Terrifying chemicals are being put inside fruits and vegetables.
Stop AI autoplay. I don't have the energy to look for the original TikToks on any of these. But I'm sure you guys remember this period of time where people would go to the grocery stores and then touch the fruits. Or they would take them home and then they would like molest the fruits and vegetables and be like, as you can see, this is clearly made out of plastic. Like these people.
Legally sold in supermarkets and fed to your children. People have discovered that several organic blueberries unknowingly fed to babies are extremely poisonous. These blueberries...
I don't even know what the voiceover is talking about.
Don't rip apart when cut in half and have a reflective surface. Additionally, watermelons that bend without breaking and avocados that twist without breaking have been reported. Reports indicate that consuming these rubbery items can cause severe stomach pain, stroke,
I like how this video is just like spreading misinfo.
stomach blockage, and fatal diseases. Many
It's just spreading misinfo.
Lab made. Terrifying.
Lab made. That's how you know that it's bad when it's lab made. Yeah.
Breaking news, plants can bend.
And there's a really good video from that one lady who...
For some mysterious reason, in the past few months, there's
This
been
one
loads
here.
of videos popping.
But there was that one video from that one lady who... Stop. I really wish videos would stop autoplaying, even though I have the autoplay stopper. Remember when Ariana Grande upset a bunch of people when she licked the donut? Maybe she was checking to see if it was plastic. No. I was forgetting what I was saying. No, stop. I'm getting distracted. There's this woman that does like viral video takedowns basically, and I forget what her name is. She's Australian. And she breaks down like food science and she explains like the debunking lady. Yeah, you guys know her. Anne Reardon. Yes. But I think she did a video on, one second. I think she did a video on this, like fake fruits and vegetables. Or maybe it was someone else. But there was a video that I saw that explained like how the different things inside of a fruit and vegetable change over the course of, one, its growth period, and two, the fruits and vegetables that continue to ripen after you take them off the vine or off the tree or whatever. So like mangoes, for example, they will continue to ripen as time goes on, even though they're not on the tree. Same thing with like avocados, and that things fundamentally change inside of them. So like, for example, bananas, if you use unripe bananas that are still a little green in like banana bread, your banana bread is going to taste bad. It's not going to be very sweet because the stuff inside of the banana hasn't changed yet and hasn't like sweetened yet. Whereas the bananas that are covered in like spots, now that's a good banana. You want some old ass brown bananas for that. Yeah, there's like chemical reactions that are happening in there that fundamentally change what's inside of it. The sugars haven't developed. I couldn't tell you the exact science behind it. Every time I read it, I'm like, what is this again? Oh, okay, that's how it works. And then I immediately forget. Starchy versus sugary bananas, yeah. But basically things continue to change over time. And actually, it's not that your food is plastic, but it's that it hasn't, the sugars haven't developed, the fruit or vegetable hasn't ripened, and they fundamentally change. And this has always happened since the beginning of time. Well, we've got a new one, guys. You don't understand. These are my favorite hogs, chat.
This goes up quick. See that? Bread's supposed to be squishy. It goes right up. You know what that means? It's not real bread. This is some real bread right here.
Dude, someone wanted to buy that.
See how it stays down?
Stop!
Try another one. Let's try bimbo. Try bimbo. Look at how it goes up. It's like foam.
Stop molesting
Eating
the
foam.
bread!
Plastic. Crazy, huh? Let's try the Wonder Bread. Whoa, crazy. This one stays down. This is real bread right here. Wonder Bread is real bread. Crazy, huh?
Like, isn't it fucked up that like half of America would see this video and agree with it? Isn't it fucked up? This is like, for example, a good Anne Reardon video on like how food science is.
With how that IS shitty bread, but then he gave Wonder Bread the pass, so fuck it.
Hold up, let me.
Welcome to How to Cook That. I'm Anne Reardon, and today, due
I
to
love you,
popular
Anne.
demand, I'm going to be testing the Is Your Food Fake video by Blossom. So many of you sent me this video and said, we know it's probably not true, but it's causing doubts.
And this is from 5 years ago. Here we go.
Rat poo is natural and we don't want it in our food. Uranium's natural and it will kill us. The problem with natural is it's actually not been defined by law of what is natural and what isn't when it comes to food labelling.
Rat poop is natural.
It's just such a hot debate as to what is and isn't natural, and it gets so complicated. I mean, the FDA in the US has asked for public comment on this. They've been debating this for years now and they still haven't defined it. So that should let you know how complicated natural is. So for the moment, if you see natural on a food label, it doesn't really mean anything. So just flip it over, read the ingredients and decide for yourself. But let's actually do this test. Let's actually get some cheese and a flame and see what happens. Okay, so we'll start with the cheese singles.
Sorry, I skipped ahead to from the part that she showed the video. This one. Wow, it was actually very instant.
Not true, but it's causing doubts. First up, we have cheese. They have processed cheese with chemicals is difficult to melt, and natural cheese melts. Now, there are a couple of things to look at in this video. Number one is the wording, processed with chemicals.
And then you can see she plays it. She shows that like, actually, no, it has everything to do with like fat content in a cheese. That's what makes some cheeses melt more quickly, and that's what makes other cheeses not melt as quickly. Also, there are additives in like Kraft single cheeses to make them more meltable. Also, yeah, all cheese is processed.
It's just burn. Don't do this at home because you might actually burn your fingers. You have to be very careful. But it does in fact burn when it's exposed to an open flame. Now, if we try with the natural cheese in front of the flame, it melts and drips down. So why is that? Blossom have implied by their video that was because of the additives and the chemicals in the cheese singles that it burned. But if we flip over the back of the packet, which is what I'm encouraging you to do, and read the nutrition information panel, then you can see that this one, the singles, per 100 grams has 18.9 grams of fat. Remember that number, 18.9, whereas the natural cheese has a fat total per 100 grams of 33.3 grams. So it's nearly double.
What? You mean things that have more fat in them are more likely to melt before they burn? Shocking, I know.
Double the amount of fat in one cheese versus the other. And it's the amount of fat that allows it to melt and is allowing that cheese just to flow over each other and just drip down. So the video really should look like this. Low-fat cheese burns under an open flame. High-fat cheese melts and drips down under an open flame.
Oh my God, it's almost like the content of the cheeses matters and you don't just put the processed, evil, toxic foods. Oh my God, and it's the same thing with this fucking video.
Some breads. This goes up quick. See that? Bread's supposed to be squishy. Goes right up. You know what that means? It's not real bread. This is some real bread right here. See how it stays down?
It's more fucking bread, dude. This is the guy. When I go to the grocery store and I'm like, oh, dude, finally. I've been waiting all week to get this bread. And I go reach for it and it's all fucking destroyed and mushed. And I'm like, dude, who is fucking doing this to my fucking bread? It's the last fucking one, dude. Are you kidding me?
Let's try,
It's the fucking bread molester out on the fucking loose.
Look how it goes up. It's like foam. We're eating foam. Plastic. Crazy, huh? Let's try the Wonder Bread. Oh, crazy. This one stays down. This is real bread, right?
Dude, pointing at Wonder Bread and being like, this is real bread. For anyone who doesn't understand these things, or doesn't know, different flours have different fat content. So, for example, if you've ever bought rye bread, rye bread is really good because it has a particular flavor and texture, but most rye bread that you buy is actually, they actually use some wheat flour as well, and as well as the rye flour, because the thing is, rye is really dense. Same thing with pumpernickel. It's really dense, so the breads don't have a lot of levity. So when you push down on them, there's nothing to help give them the bounciness. The bread that he points out, Dave's Killer Bread, which I actually really like Dave's Killer Bread. I was on a big kick of Dave's Killer Bread for a while because it's a protein bread. So there isn't a lot of fat in there, like butter and whatever, oils. And there aren't a lot of like leaveners in there. So it's a very dense bread. Flours that have higher protein in them relative to just carbs have a denser structure. They are more dense. This is one of the big problems for anyone who's ever tried to make things that are gluten-free. This is one of the biggest problems with making gluten-free cakes and breads. Gluten and the gluten strand structures that form when you are making bread, and as well as butters and sugars and all these other things, allow the bread to rise. When you make gluten-free things, there's not really anything there that's going to help it rise. And because what you're using is so dense, you can't form those same gluten strands. So it doesn't, gluten is free, no tariffs. So yeah, it literally has to do with like how flour works, how gluten works, how gluten strands work, how leavening works. Anyone who knows about the fake breads, they're breads that have a lot of fat in them and they have a lot of sugar in them. Mostly because you want those to be shelf stable for a very long period of time. There is like an appeal for bread that just, you can have it for like a month and it's somehow still good. Again, because of the sugars in it, it stays good for a very long time because sugar and salt are preservatives, in addition to other preservatives that I'm sure they use. Same thing with butter. There's a reason that certain cakes are denser than other cakes. Angel food cake is really soft and fluffy and light because it has lots of leavening. Whereas like banana bread, which is like, you can, or carrot cake, actually. Carrot cake is better. Carrot cake, which has a lot of other ingredients that aren't conducive to leavening, are very dense cakes. It has to do with what you put inside, how much fat is in there, how much sugar is in there. And that's why certain things bounce and other things don't bounce. Yeah, pound cake is dense as fuck. Yep. I live alone. I can never finish a rye loaf before it gets moldy. I know. I feel you. So boobs have a lot of leavening. That's true. That is actually true. But instead of like actually reading up on any of these things and being like, huh, I wonder why this happens. I wonder why certain breads are bouncier than others. It's just like, no, this has to be fake and it's got to be foam and they're selling us foam. Okay. Sure, why not? Sure, why not? Keep your bread in the fridge if it gets moldy? Well, no. If you are running into mold problems with bread, you should like remove half of it and put it in the freezer. You can even like, I will sometimes separate things with parchment paper so they're easy to grab. Refrigerating it makes it get stale. Technically, freezing is the best strategy. If you don't like freezing, you can, by the way, put it, I mean, there are some breads that I will leave in the fridge because I recognize that like the process of staleness doesn't impact it as much. Like I find that like pita bread I can leave in the fridge and it doesn't become that stale. But technically you're supposed to freeze. You're supposed to freeze your bread. Also, bread is literally cheaper than foam. It's heavily subsidized. Yeah. No, I never said anything about eating around the mold. I'm saying if you run into problems with mold, like you can never finish a loaf soon enough, as soon as you buy the bread, you should just put half of it away in the freezer. That way it won't get moldy. No, don't eat don't eat some bread that has mold on it. No, no, don't do that. Don't do that. Mold is, it can spread in things that are like porous. So like, for example, cheeses, there are some cheeses that if a little bit of it gets moldy, you shouldn't eat the rest of it. But soft cheeses, with hard cheeses, technically you can just cut the mold off. Whereas with soft cheeses, like if a little bit of your mozzarella cheese is moldy, you have to throw the whole thing out. Okay. Anyways, I really do. Sorry. I really do love these specific hogs. I really do love these specific hogs. Oh, God, dude. All right. Now. I've started enjoying moldy bread after watching Asmon's stream. No! This is the one good Johnny CIA Harris video. This is before he went full... Well, not before, but this was just like a random break that he had with the CIA. This is a pretty decent video. It just talks about the difference between like bakeries that are in Europe versus bread that's in the US. And it's not that you can't go to a bakery in the US. There's lots of bakeries in the US, especially if you live in a major city. But it's just the way that the bread is made is different because you want people to have access to different types of bread. Like, I will be honest, if you're making like Wormy. Wormy. What are you looking at, Wormy? If you're making a like a PB&J, I feel like bad bread, like Wonder Bread works better. Whereas if you're making a French onion soup, I feel like you need to have like a nice bakery style like sourdough that's going to get hard in less than a day. Just different breads work for different things. It's not that one is better than the other. It's not that one is worse than the other. It's that, again, some breads just work better for different things. All right. Okay. Enough of that. Enough of that. Okay. Someone sent this. I'm scared.
The youth turnout.
They're working. They're working, and also I think a lot of young people don't have as much investment in the stock market, so the tariffs don't seem to be as much of a tangible evil to them because they don't get to observe the negative effects. So, big surprise that a bunch of old people that have capital are mad about their capital gains going down. Who could have ever guessed that? And also a lot of young people are moving away from this too, because they see this and they're like, well, this is my future, and I don't want to sign it away to like some illegal immigrant. I don't want to sign it away to Israel. You know, like, how many times have you guys seen the picture of like somebody saying, I'm not signing up for the draft to go fight for Israel? A lot of people think that. You know who's been popping off a lot on TikTok? Nick. You know the Nick I'm talking about. Everybody knows. A lot of people have been talking about him. Not NMP.
I love when Asmongold shouts out neo-Nazi Nick Fuentes. Yeah. Love that. Love that. Actually, he didn't shout him out. Actually, all he said was that a lot of people are talking about it. Okay, it's very different. All right. Wow, way to be judgmental, chat. Okay. Incredible. Unbelievable. You think just because he said that the position that Nick Fuentes holds is base and that a lot of people are starting to wake up and agree with that and that this guy is getting a lot of traction for it, you think that's a shout out? Unbelievable. I mean, it's just the so much for the tolerant left. I just can't believe it. I just can't. Doesn't even have the balls to say his name. Yeah. Him knowing that he's not supposed to say his last name shows that he knows exactly what he's doing. Yeah. It's just... But he hates extremists, by the way. Oh, God.
Hi, Deanbo. Are we sucking down some white supremacist mold today?
No!
It's extra mild.
No. Hexa, no. Sherman, thank you for the gift of the fingered bread. Stop. For us, thank you for the prime. Oh, God. Zin, thank you for the 26. Joe Yams, thank you for the 2 months. Oh, God, dude. Oh. Guys, I've been popping off. I've actually kind of been popping off. You know, with the good, with the bad comes good. This video, which this is pretty topical now since there's a new John Oliver video on trans athletes that I want to talk to you guys about. But this Asmongold clip on like...
That's a good point, right? Is that like, that's why I said as an adult, is because like if you're a kid and like you get fed a lot of propaganda and like messaging, like I feel like every trans kid is actually a victim of a parent with a mental illness. That's what I believe. And so like I really, and this you got a kid that's like 17, right? I mean, it's a little bit more, you know, it's like not really as definitive. But like if you have a kid that's like pre-puberty and they're trans, your parents have a mental illness. That's it. You can be.
I'm happy to know that 90,000 people saw this and were like, yeah, I agree. Guy who lives like this wants to educate us on mental illness and parenthood. 90,000 people saw that and were like, thank fucking God, someone here is sane. But it's really funny because a lot of people will have responded to this with like, oh, so what? Just because someone's house is a little messy, they can't comment on anything ever? It's like, a little messy to you is wiping your gums, seeing blood, and then wiping it on your wall multiple days in a row over the course of like months. That's a little messy? No, dude, no, that is not a little messy, man. When you're at the point where roaches are crawling on you and you see no problem with that and you're like, ugh, all right, that's not a little messy. And then there's a lot of people being like, a lot of people deep throating and being like, he cleaned it once. Yeah, important context as well. That there's a bigger problem happening when you have unbelievable wealth and you're still living in a biohazard zone, in the biohazard biome. Because it's really sad. Like I can't. I used to watch. I think I've watched maybe like 5 episodes of Hoarders, and I like watching it because it feels good to watch the after. But then I hate watching it because I know that all those people are dealing with a lot, and it's just so brutal. And you know that like it's very hard to break that cycle, and there's a good chance that they just end up going back to what they were like before.
In my house because my duplex neighbor is a hoarder. My skin crawls and I kill the fucker as soon as I can whenever I see one.
Yeah. And it's sad because a lot of those people are really poor and they literally can't afford the time or money to have their place be clean. And I feel bad when I see that shit. When someone's literally a millionaire and it is an active choice to keep the place like that. I've never watched Asmon. When did why did he start speaking on political stuff? Well, he started just talking about really casual political stuff and then kind of like double and tripled down. And then he saw that he was getting a lot of fame off of doing it, so he kept doing it, basically. Because it's profitable to do it. All the quote tweet I've seen are angry metalhead saying he needs to take off that shirt because the band supports trans youth. That's so funny. That's really funny. Oh, God. Oh, my God. Oh, yeah, and that doesn't even talk about, like, the hoarders who have the home that they have because they've become disabled, right? Like, I feel so bad when I see that. Like, if you're dealing with chronic pain and literally your house used to be really clean, but you can't manage to keep it in good condition. Like, I feel so sad when I see that stuff. It's like you don't have the money to pay someone else to clean it, and you don't have the physical capability to clean it yourself anymore. And I'm just like, man, hoarders makes me so sad when I see that shit. But with like an able-bodied millionaire that just, they're choosing to live like this. Like the idea of the room is making my skin crawl. Oh, I like your shirt. Thanks. Thanks. Daph was talking about this morning about how most of the orgs are also basically not re-signing anyone. So most of the big streamers have to find new venues for income. Orgs made a ton of money during COVID. Money's not coming in anymore. Oh yeah, venture capitalists are like, the venture capitalists in like esports orgs or just orgs in general is cooked. It's cooked. It almost looks like he's intentionally collecting the cups. And the worst part is he's not. He's not. This is what XQC would live like if he didn't hire like a maid. Right? This is not a little messy. My room is a little messy. I have like a chip bag from last night. I have like some cups on my desk. I have 4 cups on my desk. 2 from yesterday, 2 from this morning. And then I have an empty soda can. And that's it. And like you can see my floor. I try to keep my floor pretty clean because I hate the pain of stepping on objects. But I try to keep it pretty clean. Try to dust it every once in a while, mostly because I'm allergic to dust. Try to vacuum when I can. Yeah. Because, you know, I just hate, I hate filth like that. Oh my God. If dropping something will make that area sticky, it should be cleaned immediately. Anyways, yeah, it was just very funny seeing the responses. I'm going to be honest, seeing the responses on this and being, it's literally half of them are like, and then the other half is, so having a messy room means you're mentally ill, or are you just lazy? I like this one. I mean, if it ain't your house, don't worry about it. Spend all day looking good doesn't mean your heart is good. You think I spend all day looking good? Thanks. Thanks. I like this guy. This guy's a fan. You're probably watching this stream right now, Brooklyn Frank. puts acid on own face, then covers it with 60 pounds of makeup. Acid. Denim said she puts acid on her face that the doctor gives her. Usually when one hears about acid on the face, it's not by choice. I don't know, asking the wrong guy. I've only talked about skincare like 3 times on my show ever. And if you know this, like, damn, you're like actually a fan. And also, he was getting cooked in the responses by people saying, do you not know what salicylic acid is? Do you not know what hyaluronic acid is? Yeah, man, the doctor recommended putting literal corrosive acid on her skin. You're so smart. Like, what kind of acid? There's no acid used in skincare that's being covered up. If you mean salicylic acid, that's literally a cleanser / exfoliant that helps stop acne. We use acids every day in skincare products, you fucking moron. Correction, you do. I use motor oil and pure spice. That's fucking stupid. Edgy 13 wannabe. Edgy 13-year-old wannabe. Oh my god, dude, being this much of like a fan of the broadcast that you actually have caught like the 1 or 2 instances where I've talked about my skincare routine, where I've talked about the fact that there are acids that are for your face. And then your takeaway is, I can't believe she's crazy enough to put acid on her face. I go to the fucking, I go to my dermatologist and she's like, what's one of the most corrosive acids? What's a dangerous corrosive acid? Hydrochloric acid? Sulfuric acid? Like, I go to the dermatologist and they're like, well, here's 1 bottle of sulfuric acid. Now rub it all over your face. My dermatologist is Caustic from Apex Legends. Yeah, like it's a secret. I don't want anyone to know that I used hyaluronic acid on my face. That's why I share it with you guys, so you're aware of it. Oh my god. Anyways, I love this. Oh, he a fan. Oh, he a fan. He a fan. Oh my god. Oh my god. Oh. Don't let him know about vitamin C, ascorbic acid. Ascorbic acid, yeah. Bro drinks a lemonade and thinks the citric acid is gonna melt his insides. It's also like, you don't have to know anything about skincare to know that a dermatologist isn't gonna give you acid that's gonna make your face melt off. If you're going to a doctor, a licensed doctor, a licensed dermatologist, how dumb do you have to be to think that like dermatologists are giving people acids that are burning their faces off? I hope not. I would hope not. The farthest that dermatologists go is like they might recommend you get an acid peel, which not even all dermatologists recommend that, like an AAH peel, only because it is pretty corrosive. It's supposed to like it's supposed to shed your skin and give you a new layer of skin. And it's really good if you have like a lot of damage, but the problem is your skin is so sensitive afterward that most dermatologists I've spoken to aren't interested in doing like a peel. Because again, it's so much damage at once, you'll probably end up breaking out when your fresh skin is there. Mostly for ice pick scars, yeah. If you have like really bad textured scarring, then they might suggest a chemical peel. I saw that last night. I thought he was talking about like a chemical peel, not salicylic acid that's in everything. Yeah, I know. Yeah. The TCA peels are the insane ones. Oh, I didn't even know about those ones. I've only had the worst my skin has gotten has been with what is it called? Discoloration. I'm forgetting the name. Hyperpigmentation. Basically that the scarring just leaves like a darker spot. I've dealt with that a lot and I still deal with it. But with that, you can just use like retinols, vitamin C, make sure to use moisturizer and stuff and try and keep your skin as healthy as you can. But yeah, I have heard that like textured scarring, a peel is not a bad idea. But anywho, love this. I really like this. I've seen also on the topic, because we're about to watch, I really want to watch this last week tonight video. I've seen a lot of people talking about this. Natalie put so much more power on that shot. Yeah, it's because Natalie's a man. No fucking kidding. Do they not hear themselves?
Natalie puts so much more power on that tee shot.
And Tatar finds the green.
Yes.
That's wide and banks off the wall. Natalie Ryan parked next to the basket.
No, not the Frisbee Golf Women's League. I think this really gets to the root of the issue, right? Where these people who are complaining about trans athletes, they don't even care about any of these sports. They literally don't give a fuck about any of these sports. This is just a proxy so that they can attack trans people because they just want to attack trans people. They literally, most people in here probably didn't even know that this sport existed. So let's get into it. Oh, God. That's good. That was a good one. It's fucking good. Oh, my God. Guys, the conservatives are posting the meme again. We are not divided. Hey, protesters, you are not the majority, not even close. And it's a picture of, you know, land can't vote, where 86% is red and 13.28% is blue, except, you know, land can't vote, people. Gotta post the fucking meme photo of, like, the kid that you take the water and you pour it in a glass that's longer, and they're like, that one's bigger. But you gotta post it again, dude. Christ. I really do feel bad for the average conservative that just, like, they really fall for every piece of propaganda. Had that shit ready, always got that shit on me. Always got that thing on me. That was a really good video from John Oliver, honestly. Also, especially off the back of yesterday, and especially off the back of, what is it called? Asmongold's comments. Sorry, you guys have to watch this, because it's been recommended to me like 50 times, so now we're watching it. Crunchy. I don't like this. I don't want I want to eat it. What is this? It's slime. It's dope ass slime, dude. Are you kidding me? Come on. You don't like slime? What's wrong with you? What the fuck was that last one? The water slime?
Is that bread?
These? I like the water ones. I don't like that it's flesh colored. Can you please post AI video about making a hole
Can you
at the...
please post the link to the AI video about making a hole at the bottom of a mub? I can't find it.
I don't know that I could find it, dude. Oh, fuck. What color should it be? I don't know. Not flesh colored. I don't like that it's flesh colored. Any other color? Fucking shit. I don't know. A different one. A different color. Anywho. You know what it's time for, guys. It's time to keep winning! Yes, guys. Yes. Oh my God, please.
The breaking news this morning, we are witnessing the rapid destruction of the market. Stock futures are plunging this morning once again.
Yeah!
As the turmoil from President Trump's trade war is rocking markets here in the United States and around the world. Donald Trump's baseline 10% tariff across the board, it went into effect Saturday. And also so many countries are bracing for more as the targeted tariffs that he announced are set to kick in Wednesday. So far today, Hong Kong's main exchange dropped 13%. Taiwan's exchange saw its biggest one-day loss on record. And the S&P is now nearing a bear market defined as a drop of 20% or more from a recent peak. Add to that, billionaire hedge fund manager and Donald Trump.
Why did my Robinhood go up? You're probably invested in a few companies that are doing a little bit better today. We're still down today. We're still going up, but we're still technically red today. Just off the Dow, we're still up. We're still down technically.
Reporter Bill Ackman is now somewhat leading Wall Street's backlash to the tariffs, calling Trump's tariff plan a, quote, self-induced economic nuclear winter. Also saying this is not what we voted for. Facing all of this brutal reality, the president and his team are offering mixed messages on a key question in all of this, which is the president willing to negotiate, or are these tariffs here to stay? Here was the president last night on the way back to Washington.
Now, I'm willing to deal with China, but they have to solve their surplus. We have a tremendous deficit problem with China. I do want to solve the deficit problem that we have with China, with the European Union and other nations. And they're going to have to do that. And if they want to talk about that, I'm open to talking.
On TV.
CNN's Matt Egan starting us off for what is going to be another rocky day. But what's happened already?
Well, Kate, look, fear continues to dominate financial markets around the world. And make no mistake, this is all about the president's decision to launch a trade war. Now, this is how bad things are. Futures are down 2%. This is actually good news. This is an improvement because overnight we saw Dow futures were down 4% or so, about 1,500 points. You mentioned the Hang Seng in Hong Kong. This was the worst day for the Hang Seng since 1997 when Asian markets were in complete crisis mode, right? And so this is an indication, though, that futures are going to open with the S&P trading just above what would be a bear market, right, which is that 20% decline. Just for some context here, if the S&P closed in a bear market today, this would be the second fastest bear market in history, second only to 2020 during COVID, and surpassing the 1987 crash.
Whoa, yes! Trump is record breaking. This is what winning looks like. Are you guys tired? Are you guys tired of winning yet? Are you guys tired? What happened to no new wars? What's that? What?
Look
I don't
at this.
understand
So
what you're saying.
this is the S&P 500 so far this year. You can see things were getting a little bit rocky in February and March,
I don't
and
know
then
what you're talking
Liberation
about.
Day came last week when the
I
president
feel so liberated.
rolled out his tariffs. And look at this. It's gone basically straight down since then. The S&P 500 lost over $5 trillion in value after Liberation Day. Look at this complete wipeout. And you mentioned, Kate, that we are starting to hear from some notable billionaires speaking out. Bill Ackman, who endorsed Trump and has been a very outspoken supporter of elements of the Trump agenda. He is basically pleading with the president to change course. He put out this tweet last night. He said
It
that
was
the
a
president...
lengthy statement, yes.
It was. Most of his are. But he said that the president has an opportunity on Monday to call a timeout and have the time to execute on fixing an unfair tariff system. He said, alternatively, we are heading for a self-induced economic nuclear winter, and we should start hunkering down. And Kate, we may find out in the next few hours whether or not the president is going to heed these calls.
I mean, according to his team, they're coming. This 90-day pause that he's asking for, there's no sign of it yet. Stand by to stand by. And you have some context also, just putting the beginning of the Trump administration into historical context in terms of the market.
Yeah, it's been atrocious, right? So the S&P 500 since...
Imagine being a fucking dipshit billionaire and being like, oh, Mr. Trump, yes, put all of your money. Yes, yes. Put all of your money and time and energy into making sure the stocks go down. And then he does it and you're like, no, Mr. Trump, I'm tired of winning. Please. We thought you were joking.
The president was sworn in, has lost 15% of its value. This is the worst start to any presidential term since the S&P 500 launched back in the 1950s. And again, this is being driven by recession fears. We heard Goldman Sachs overnight came out and they bumped up their recession odds. They now say a 45% chance of a recession, although they said it would go even higher if the tariffs kick in.
So guys, I mean, this morning, it's the real fallout and the ripple effects that keep on rippling from the markets. And then there's the political impact of it, which is a real big question mark right now. Markets, and then this, I don't know if this is an inkling of what is to come in terms of political impact, Mark, but you now have Wall Street titans weighing in, like billionaire hedge fund manager Bill Ackman. He supported Donald Trump in the election, and he's now somewhat leading the way of Wall Street's pushback on these tariffs. He put out a lengthy social media post in part saying, this is not what we voted for, and we are headed for a self-induced economic nuclear winter, and we should start hunkering down now. Do you think, if nothing else...
Guys, do you think the people that did sponsors with like Tim Pool and whatever, the people who would sell the buckets of sludge, do you think they would give me a sponsor for buckets of sludge? So we can hunker down for the economic nuclear war? Trump tariffs. Damn you, China. Damn you.
Else that changes minds at the White House?
Well, it's interesting that he is relaying his concerns via X, right? You know, as opposed to picking up the telephone, and maybe he did, and called President Trump. But the reality is that this is how people are communicating with him. This is how they get Donald Trump to move a certain way. Ackman is now up again, putting out more messages. Last night, he criticized Howard Lutnick, the Commerce Secretary, saying that Lutnick's firm benefited financially off of the economy imploding. This morning, he's now taken that back and said, listen, I'm just really frustrated about what's happening. We've made such great economic gains. But as you talk about apprehension and frustration and, you know, us looking at our 401ks, the likes of Bill Ackman are looking at their portfolio collapse.
Margaret, one of the things I'm noticing the trend now is a couple of the ways that President Trump is talking about it, right? On Saturday, he put out a Truth Social post saying, hang tough, it won't be easy, but the end result will be historic. On the plane back on Air Force One last night, he'd said, sometimes you have to take medicine to fix something, with the administration, of course, continuing to, you know, send mixed signals on what exactly that means. What do you think of that message from the President of the United States?
You know, Kate, it's interesting. My colleagues, Jim Vandehei and Mike Allen, wrote this morning, and I actually think it's the right framing for it, that usually you think of President Trump as trying to make a deal, and in this case, he's trying to make a point. So he's trying a series of different messaging that suggests that he intends to dig in, and that he's just trying to figure out what's the best way to do it. Can he play golf and show everyone if he is not worried they shouldn't be either?
Great strategy. Excellent strategy by the president. Today, the S&P 500 had its largest intraday swing between loss to gain since November 2008. This was due to a fake news headline on X, which caused huge gain in the S&P 500. Which fake headline would that be? Breaking: no one is at the White House. I think they meant no one at the White House is aware of a 90-day tariff pause. Breaking: Trump is reportedly expecting to announce a 90-day tariff pause. Oh, God, dude. I hate these people. Fiat currency untethered the economy from the physical. Bot trading cut the anchor entirely. Crypto added afterburners, but the economy has always been a market for memes. Truth is just, shut the fuck up. I hate you. I hate you. It's like the worst version of the finance bro. The type of finance bro that doesn't know anything and they just kind of type. Ugh.
Is he telling everybody this is going to hurt for a while, but it's going to get better? Is he going to use a medicine analogy, which is interesting for a person who says everybody should has the right to decide whether or not they want to take the medicine? So I think he's trying a lot of different messaging here, but it's because of the pushback that he's getting, not just from the markets, but as you mentioned, from Wall Street. We saw This morning, Jamie Dimon, the CEO for JP Morgan, warning in his letter to shareholders that he believes these tariffs are going to significantly slow the U.S. economy, which already is facing pressure and weaken, and that it could drive inflation. You've got AEI, the conservative think tank, over the weekend putting out, you remember that formula that the White House released to explain the rationale for the tariffs, putting out a statement saying that actually the formula is wrong, that they used the wrong variable for import prices, and that it will...
But to be honest, I don't know that there was a right formula.
Create something like a 4-to-1 ratio and how bad we'll feel the tariffs. So if the president truly intends to dig in, he is going to need a series of different messaging tests to see what can assuage different parts of the U.S. Some will be regular Americans who have very little extra money to cushion the blow of this, and some of this will be multimillionaires and billionaires who just don't like it.
Yeah, and so then, Mark, the question, one of the things, a factoid that Matt Egan actually told us this morning, which is something that Trump pre-being committed to tariffs in this way would care a lot about, which is that this is the worst start to any presidential term since the S&P 500 launched in the 1950s. And then it's what is Congress's role here? Here's how Punchbowl put it this morning. Senate and House Republicans are beginning to panic, although A, we don't think that Congress will pass a bill to take tariff power away from the president, and B, it's an open question as to whether the Hill can have any influence at all with the president on trade policy. It's an interesting moment for Senate and House Republicans.
Interesting moment.
I mean, in Congress in general, which typically has the power, has tariff authority. What do you see happening on the Hill?
Well, this is when this is the problem about giving too much power to the executive, right? Because the legislative, the Republican.
I don't want to live in this world, man. I don't want to live in this world where this is not a meme post. This is unusual. Fartcoin is up 8%. Meanwhile, SPY is down. But I don't want Fartcoin. I want affordable housing.
Republicans are in control of the House, are in control of the Senate, but they've ceded all authority to President Trump so far in just about everything. So when they feel like they have to step up, it only makes it more difficult for them to do so. However, if we are to believe the likes of Howard Lutnick and Peter Navarro yesterday on the show, saying that basically these tariffs are here for, a pretty long time, and, it's not going to be changed overnight. That means that you're going to see members of Congress going home every weekend now into the summer, and they're going to have to listen to their constituents. And that's when all of this.
No, can you imagine Congress people listening to their constituents?
This blows up for Donald Trump. It doesn't just affect his ability to get, anything through regarding the tariffs. It could affect his ability on getting anything through at that point, because then.
Don't worry, Chuck will make sure it gets through. Chuck the Cuck, he's there.
Members of Congress, these Republicans who are in some very difficult races, it's every man for himself, every woman for herself. So they're going to have.
I don't want Fartcoin to go up. I want affordable housing. I want health care. I don't want Fartcoin up. Don't show me this. Don't show me Fartcoin. Is it not bad enough that I have poop ads? Now I have to get fart ads. Are you happy? And now I'm going to get fart ads.
Have to do what they have to do to make sure that they get reelected, and that may not be supporting Donald Trump.
Yeah, I mean, you can put money on the fact that it's going to hurt those members of Congress first before, obviously, it would hurt Donald Trump if you carry on the tradition of what we've seen, which is, Teflon Trump for so many years. That's going to be quite a dynamic.
Denims, you're being very short-sighted. Invest in Fartcoin now so that in a year you can afford 2 days in a trap house timeshare. All of my nest egg in Fartcoin right now. Market's too volatile. I feel when Fartcoin more stable than the rest of the market. No! No! Oh. Well, time to pretend like I didn't learn about any of that stuff. And actually things are good and the tariffs are working and manufacturing is coming back in a big way. And we're going to start growing our own vanilla beans and our own coffee beans like that. because that's how the economy works. If you guys didn't know, if you guys aren't dumb woke liberals, you'd understand. You'd understand that. Vertical farming tomorrow. How long could it take, Michael? 2-3 days? Yeah. And with that, guys, I will be heading off for my weekend. I appreciate all of you tuning into the stream. Please have a great rest of your day. I will see you again in the next one. Stay hydrated. Tell your homies you love them. And yeah, see you in the next one.